Hello everyone, welcome back to my B&B Today spoiler channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Support this channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The bold and the beautiful B&B preview video for the week of July 27/31 reveals that Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace will blow up at Melissa Dillon Sydney. Bullock for crossing a passionate line with Will Spencer crew. Morrow, Steffy Forrester Finnegan Jacqueline McInnes Wood will also throw an accusation at Hope Logan Spencer Annika Noel. So let's talk about what's in store. B&B's weekly promo kicks off with the morning after Will and Dylan's night at his beach house, where they just had a major makeout session before leaning back on the sofa together. Of course, Will still has his jeans on in the preview clip while Dylan still has on her dress. It's possible Dylan and Will didn't actually go all the way, but it's also possible they did the deed without getting fully and rest. Electra isn't going to like this either way and will eventually confront Dylan when she realizes some passion has erupted. Tell me that you didn't. Electra snaps in the weekly preview video as Dylan tilts her head and glares. Will is a free man now, but Dylan could still trash her friendship with Electra again by going down this road, while Electra and Dylan gear up for a fierce face-off. Steffi will launch one of her own with Hope at Logan. Hope will make it clear that she's now employed where she's actually wanted and that she's away from Steffi's control. However, Steffi will accuse Hope of pulling the grenade pin and starting the war, despite Steffi's outrage. Hope will defend her decision to bail on Forrester Creations and join Katie Logan Spencer's Heather Tom Fashion House instead. Meanwhile, Sheila Carter Kimberlyn Brown will dwell on the fact that she can't have her family in her life since Steffi is blocking Sheila from spending time with John Finn, Finnegan Tanner Novlin, and Hayes Finnegan Brian David Garlick. Sheila will show her frustration. Why won't you open your heart to me and let me in, Steffi? Why? Sheila mutters to herself in the weekly promo. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Sheila will eventually make a heartfelt plea to Steffi and hope for better news. So some tense scenes are on the way. Grab your popcorn, soap fans, because the week of July 27th on The Bold and the Beautiful is shaping up to be an absolute powder keg. Forrester Creations is one wrong word away from a full-blown implosion. And at the center of it all are two names you won't be able to stop talking about. Electra and Dylan throw in a furious Steffy Forrester leveling accusation straight at Hope Logan. And you've got the recipe for the most explosive week B&B as served up in months. Here's your full breakdown of what's coming, moment by moment. Blow by blow. Monday. The calm before the storm. The week opens deceptively quiet. Hope is trying to keep hope for the future on track amid mounting pressure from the Forrester family, while Steffi is once again playing referee between company loyalty and personal grudges. But eagle-eyed viewers will notice something is off from the very first scene. Electra is unusually quiet, arms crossed, watching Dylan from across the room with a look that could curdle milk. Sources close to the storyline tease that this is the calm before an emotional hurricane. Electra has been sitting on information about Dylan for what feels like weeks now. And Monday is the day the pot finally starts to boil. Tuesday, cracks begin to show. Tuesday, the tension is impossible to ignore. Dylan, ever the smooth talker, tries to diffuse things with charm, but Electra isn't having it. Whatever trust existed between them appears to be hanging by a thread. And insiders suggest this episode contains one of the most quietly devastating confrontations of the summer. Not a screaming match yet, but the kind of ice-cold, word-for-word takedown that soap fans live for. Meanwhile, Steffi is doing some digging of her own. Something Hope said or didn't say has planted a seed of doubt in Steffi's mind, and by the end of Tuesday's episode, that seed has grown into full-blown suspicion. Wednesday, Electra Explodes is the moment the whole week has been building toward, and the title doesn't lie. Electra explodes at Dylan, and it is every bit as dramatic as you're picturing. Whatever restraint she was holding on to disappears in an instant. Voices are raised. Accusations fly, and by the time the dust settles, it's clear that whatever relationship Electra and Dylan had is fundamentally, perhaps irreparably, changed. What exactly sets Electra off? Teasers suggest it isn't just one thing, it's the final straw after a string of betrayals, half-truths, and broken promises that Dylan thought he'd successfully buried. Electra, however, has receipts, and she is not afraid to use them. The fallout from this confrontation doesn't stay contained to just the two of them, either. By the time word spreads through Forrester Creations, everyone from Ridge to Brook has an opinion, and most of them are firmly on Electra's side. Thursday, Steffy draws her line in the Sandif. Wednesday belonged to Electra. Thursday belongs entirely to Steffy, and this is where Steffy accuses Hope in a way that reshapes the emotional landscape of the entire show. The accusation isn't thrown out casually. Steffy has clearly been building her case, and when she finally confronts Hope, it comes out with the precision of someone who has rehearsed every word. What is Steffy accusing Hope of exactly? Without giving away every twist, let's just say it touches on loyalty, motive, and whether Hope has truly been acting in the best interest of the family or in her own. Steffy's accusation cuts deep specifically because it isn't rooted in jealousy alone. It's rooted in genuine hurt, and that makes it land twice as hard. Hope, for her part, doesn't take the accusation lying down. What follows is a back and forth that showcases exactly why these two characters have one of the most compelling rivalries in daytime television. Neither backs down, neither apologizes, and by the end of the episode, the line between the two women feels more permanent than it has in a very long time. Friday, the aftershocks be Friday, the show shifts from confrontation to consequence. Electra and Dylan's blow-up has left a mark on everyone around them, and whispers about what really happened start circulating through Forrester Creations like wildfire. Meanwhile, Steffy's accusation against Hope hasn't been forgotten. If anything, it's calcified into something that threatens to reshape alliances across the entire canvas. The episode ends on a cliffhanger that sets up what promises to be an even more chaotic week ahead. Will Electra and Dylan find any path back to trust, or is this the end of the road? And will Steffy's accusation against Hope prove to be justified, or will it blow up in her own face? Why this week mattership makes this particular week so significant isn't just the drama itself, it's the way these two storylines intersect thematically. Both center on trust, who deserves it, who's betrayed it, and who's left to pick up the pieces. Electra's explosive confrontation with Dylan and Steffy's pointed accusation against Hope both hinge on the same core question the show has been asking all season. In a world of half-truths and hidden agendas, who can anyone really believe? For longtime fans, this week also represents a turning point for several key relationships. Electra's arc has been slowly simmering for weeks, and this blow-up finally gives her character the spotlight she's deserved. Steffy, meanwhile, continues to prove she's not just reacting to the chaos around her. She's actively shaping it. For better or worse, what fans are saying, social media is already lighting up with predictions and reactions to the teasers for this week. Some fans are firmly Team Electra, praising her for finally standing up for herself after being strung along. Others are more sympathetic to Dylan, arguing that there are two sides to every story and that Electra might be jumping to conclusions. The Steffy-Hope divide is, unsurprisingly, even more split. Long-running fans of the Steffy-Hope rivalry are thrilled to see it reignited with fresh stakes, while others are hoping this is finally the storyline that pushes the two towards some kind of resolution, however unlikely that may currently seem. What's next? If this week is any indication, the weeks ahead on The Bold and the Beautiful are only going to get more intense. With Electra and Dylan's relationship in shambles and Steffy and Hope locked in yet another battle of wills, Forrester Creations has never felt more like a minefield. One thing's for sure, you will not want to miss a single episode. Whether you're tuning in for the emotional confrontations, the shifting alliances, or just the sheer soapy chaos of it all, The week of July 27th is shaping up to be must-see television. Stay tuned, because if this week is the spark, next week might just be the wildfire.